Hello everybody. We are going to start our session in intermediate 12. Okay, now we are going to have the next instruction. It says put your things in order. What you have to do is to have your books, notebooks, pencils, dictionaries, cell phones, and all the things that you are going to use in this session. Okay, and now we are going to start with this part. In this part, we have many colors. I am going to push one by one according to the colors. And then we are going to develop what is it going to be the topic in the session. For example, here we have the color blue. Okay. Then here we have the color red. According to that, you have some ideas about what is it going to be the topic. For example, in this part, we have the verb draw, play. Now in this part, maybe you can tell me what is it. Here we have yellow, green, purple, light blue, and gray. These are abilities. When we are going to talk about abilities, they are things that we can do. Okay? In some cases, just some of us can do, not all of us. For example, some of us can dance, cook, play the guitar, draw, swim, and fly, no? This is not possible for people, but is an ability for animals, for birds, for example, no? Okay, now what are we going to do? We are going to listen and we are going to repeat, okay? Listen and repeat. Abilities. Abilities. Dance, dance, cook, cook, play the guitar, play the guitar, draw, draw, swim, swim, fly, fly. For example, I imagine that some of you can cook, no? But not most of you. This is an ability. If you like to cook, it could be great, no? If you practice that. It's the same in the case of play the guitar, draw, swim, fly. Maybe some of us can dance, swim, and play the guitar, but can't draw, cook, and fly. It is according to our abilities. What other abilities do you remember? For example, we can say sing, no? Sing a song, for example. Run fast. What else? What else do we have? Paint, no? Well, we have many abilities around us that we can do. Abilities are actions or activities that we are able to do, no? And now we are going to continue with this part. In this part, here we have the language booster. It says, describing abilities. This is part of your books, no? In your books, you have this. Describing abilities and making a recommendation, okay? Most of the time when we are going to talk about abilities, we can have a good ability, but we can receive a recommendation to improve that. Or, no? In this case, to make it better. For example, in this case, they say, I'm good at writing. I can write pretty well. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm not very good at languages. I can't speak Portuguese very well. Okay. Now, what are you going to do? You are going to listen and repeat. Okay. Listen and repeat, please. I'm good at writing. I'm good at writing. I can write pretty well. I can write pretty well. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm not very good at languages. I'm not very good at languages. I can't speak Portuguese very well. I can't speak Portuguese very well. Okay, as you can notice in this part, here we have positive things and negative, no? For example, the abilities that we can do something, some actions that we are able to do, and the ones that are not, no? The negative ones. In the case of negative, we can use this, no? I'm not very good at, I'm not very good with, or in the other way, we can mention I can't. And let's see what are the good recommendations and the bad ones. Okay, it says, you'd be a great journalist. You would make, no, a great journalist. You should consider becoming a teacher. I wouldn't recommend becoming a teacher. You should get a private tour. Okay, what are we going to do now in this part? First of all, we are going to listen and then we are going to repeat. And then we are going to analyze this part, okay? Now, repeat after me. You'd be a great journalist. You'd be a great journalist. You would make great journalist. You would make a great journalist. You should consider becoming a teacher. You should consider becoming a teacher. I wouldn't recommend becoming a teacher. I wouldn't recommend becoming a teacher. You should get a private tour. You should get a private tour. What do we have in this part? When we are going to give a recommendation, it could be a positive one or a negative, no? For example, in this case, we can recommend something good. You'd be a great journalist, you could be a great teacher, you can do it, you have to improve your knowledge and you could be a great teacher. Positive things that are as part of good recommendations. But in the other way, we have the negative ones, no? Recommending to stop that idea, maybe, no? We can say, I wouldn't recommend you to becoming a teacher, for example, no? Why? Because it's a bad career. You're not going to have a lot of money. You are going to have a bad salary, maybe, no? In the case of negative, most of the time we have an additional information. Why? Why you say that? No, why? Why do you consider that? It's not good. It's not a good option. Okay? And now we finish with this part. But first of all, let's remember, what did we do in this part? Okay, we have learned about abilities, no? Abilities that we have in this session. For example, dance, cook, play the guitar, draw, swim, fly, and others. And we have, or we can describe the abilities that we have. For example, saying, I'm good at, I can write pretty well. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm not very good with languages. I can't speak Portuguese very well. We have positive and negative things, no? Some things that we are able to do and some activities that we are not able to do. And in the case of making a recommendation, no, we can say you'd be, you would make, you should consider becoming, I wouldn't recommend becoming, you should get a private tutor, no? These are recommendations to make these abilities possible, okay? That is the only one thing that you have to consider to this part, not in this part of this session. If we have an ability, we can have a recommendation, or maybe no, your friends have some abilities and you can give them a good recommendation. You can tell them, okay, you can do it this to improve that, no? Or you have to practice more to be better. or you have to have a tutor to improve your knowledge, to improve your abilities, or in the negative way, no? I don't recommend you to do that because it's something dangerous. I don't recommend you to study that career, no? Because it's not good. You're not going to have good salary. You're not gonna have a good environment in that job. Okay, and many different kind of recommendations, suggestions that we can have according to the abilities that we are going to talk about. Okay, and that was all for this session. That was the last part, and I am going to see you in the next class. See you, and thanks for your attention. Goodbye.